Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into something you probably do every single day, which is actually hiding a massive world of scientific mystery. I'm talking about the chemistry of our cooking fats. We're going to look at some wild new laboratory data that might completely flip how we view some very old kitchen myths. You know, grabbing a bottle of cooking oil to fry up dinner seems like literally the most harmless habit in the world. But the reality, we are actually igniting highly complex chemical chain reactions right there on our stovetops. So let's ditch tradition for a minute and bring some hard science into the kitchen.
For decades, traditional kitchen wisdom has whispered this universally accepted golden rule into our ears. You know the one. The smoke point of an oil is the ultimate, definitive measure of its safety. Basically, the higher the smoke point, the safer the oil is to heat, right? Well, hold on a second. Modern science is placing a massive question mark over that exact assumption. We really have to ask ourselves, is the visible appearance of smoke actually the only alarm bell for toxicity? Or are there silent, invisible, and far more dangerous chemical reactions happening that our eyes just simply cannot detect?
Section 1. The Smoke Point Myth.
To crack this mystery wide open, let's look at a really in-depth study published in the journal Scientific. In this research, scientists finally put that infamous smoke point hypothesis to the test. They tested it against 10 of the most popular commercial oils available on the market right now. And guys, they put these oils through an absolutely extreme stress test. They didn't just warm them up, they literally tortured them. They took these oils from room temperature all the way up to a staggering 240 degrees Celsius. Then they brought them down just slightly and held them at a standard deep frying temperature of 180 degrees Celsius for 6 grueling hours. Why go to that extreme? Because these scientists were hunting for the absolute smallest signs of molecular breakdown. And honestly, the results they got, they completely challenge everything we've ever been taught about frying.
Section 2. The hidden chemical enemy.
So to truly grasp the hidden threats of heating cooking oil, we need to shift our focus entirely away from that visible smoke. We have to look incredibly closely at the invisible molecular level. Let me introduce you to the real hidden enemy lurking in your frying pan: polar compounds. When tortured by high temperatures, the molecular structure of certain oils actually begins to shatter, producing these toxic chemical byproducts. And please, do not underestimate these compounds. We are not just talking about your food getting a slightly burnt or off flavor. No, we are talking about severe, documented health risks. These polar compounds are directly linked to devastating conditions, specifically cancer and terrible neurodegenerative diseases. This right here is the real metric of danger that should completely replace the old smoke point rule.
The really crucial takeaway is how differently these oils react to this intense heat torture. And the real-world data paints a pretty alarming picture. Highly refined seed oils, stuff like sunflower, grapeseed, and canola oil, showed a massive, rapid spike in toxic polar compounds over the heating period. They quickly shattered right through the safe limits. And the crazy part? This happened regardless of what high smoke point was printed on their labels. It gets worse. Under prolonged heat, fragile oils like grapeseed and canola degraded so severely they started generating trans fats. And those are the byproducts that absolutely devastate our cardiovascular system. But in stark contrast, stable oils like extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil, they demonstrated incredible oxidative resistance. They barely broke down at all.
Section 3. The Return of Lard.
46%. Now, we've all heard the rumors that lard is just one giant, solid block of artery-clogging saturated fat, right? I mean, that's what we've always been told. But the truth is entirely different. Nearly 46% of traditional lard is actually composed of monounsaturated fat. It is vastly more complex and honestly significantly more beneficial than we have ever been led to believe.
The reason lard is so remarkably resilient comes down to one key component: oleic acid. Now, if that sounds familiar, it's because it's the exact same miracle fatty acid that gives extra virgin olive oil its legendary health reputation. Oleic acid actively boosts good cholesterol and provides incredibly stable energy. But more importantly for your cooking, it acts as literal biological armor. Because of this robust structure, lard is highly resilient at safe heating ranges of 190 to 200 degrees Celsius. It fiercely resists that horrifying oxidative breakdown we just saw in those fragile vegetable oils.
But wait, the laboratory data gets even more surprising here. Recent animal studies comparing lard to refined vegetable oils revealed something wild. Paradoxically, a diet utilizing lard actually helped the animals prevent excess fat accumulation.
It also nurtured a richer, much healthier gut microbiome compared to consuming refined seed oils. And beyond the frying pan, natural lard acts as a phenomenal biological transporter. It plays an absolutely essential role in helping our bodies fully absorb crucial fat-soluble vitamins. We're talking vitamins A, D, E, and K. It's a total game changer.
Section 4. Rules of the Modern Kitchen.
So, when we zoom out and look at the overarching data on benefits and risks, a really clear picture emerges. Extra virgin olive oil and lard maintain high stability and produce way fewer toxic compounds during cooking. Meanwhile, those seed oils, which are super rich in polyunsaturated fats, just easily degrade under high heat. The big takeaway here? Combining stable plant and animal fats intelligently is optimal for our overall health. It's specifically amazing for optimizing your skin, your heart, and your energy levels.
However, science requires absolute objectivity, right? As chemically stable and nutrient-dense as lard is, its saturated fat content is still a factor we really must respect. If consumed in excess, the risk of increasing your bad cholesterol definitely remains. The eternal secret here, as with most things, is moderation. Nutrition experts suggest an ideal daily limit of 10 to 15 grams of lard. That specific amount is just enough to harness its incredible heat stability and structural benefits without negatively impacting your overall cardiovascular health profile.
So what are the actionable takeaways you should remember from this explainer today? The core rule of the modern kitchen is this: you have to manage the exact right fat to the exact right temperature. Reserve your high-heat frying and sautéing strictly for extra virgin olive oil and quality animal fats like lard. And those fragile seed oils, relegate them strictly to cold salads where heat literally can't destroy them. And finally, an absolute unbreakable law for your kitchen: never, ever reuse cooking oil once it has been subjected to the fire. Just don't do it.
Seeing how temperature can so completely and violently alter the chemical nature of our fats really leaves us with a massive question mark, doesn't it? After learning all of this about molecular breakdown and polar compounds, are the oil bottles sitting patiently in your pantry right now really the safest choice for your next meal? It is definitely time we all start filtering our kitchen habits through a more scientific, rational lens. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive explainer. I really hope this empowers you to make healthier, smarter choices in your kitchen. See you next time.